Alright, the first thing we're going to do here is just pull all these plug wires off. I ain't going to worry about labeling them right now. Well, at all for that matter. For two reasons. First reason, I know the firing order, so I could always just figure out where they go. Second, I ain't using these plug wires, so that'd be pointless. Try to save these clips. When doing a project like this, I would definitely suggest putting parts in separate bins, because putting all your bolts, nuts, and little odds and ends in different or in the same container is not going to help you at all. You might as well just throw them against the wall and, you know, hope when you pick them up they go in the right spot, because that ain't helping you at all. So I'm going to save, just container for, this engine teardown. And I just know that all those parts will go with this. That way I know when I use all these, this job is done, or, if I'm missing a bolt, I forgot a bolt somewhere, and so on. If you ever decide to, or if you ever take a valve cover off that has a cork gasket in it, such as these are, you may notice that the valve cover bolts are real loose, and that's pretty normal. Because you'll know obviously if you're taking it off, you're most likely going to put it back on, and that the bolts are loose because that cork gasket crushes so easy and it ruins it, and it'll also ruin the tin if it's a tin valve cover and you over tighten it. So it's normal if it's loose. The bolts are fairly loose, and when you do tighten it, I mean, as soon as they touch, just give it like a half a turn, and that's it. Just real light. You don't gotta go crazy with it, that's for sure. I learned my lesson a while ago. This is not my first small block, and it's just, you'll learn. But I am excited to see, or curious to see, what is under here, or how it looks, because like I said in the earlier videos, I don't think this engine has that many miles on it. Doesn't look too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, there's very little sign of high mileage in this. As I suspected, a cork gasket. That's about as hard as diamond. It looks like I stopped sealing that valve cover about maybe 20 years ago. So we'll add that to our pile. I was really hoping for no coolant. I was hoping there was none in it. Oh, unfortunately there is. And, of course, my pan is under this bench, which is covered by a truck. So I'm going to crawl under here. Okay. Oh. Drain pan, check. Let's set in this. Yeah. Well, you know, of course it's going to go to the lowest point. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ugh. Alrighty. Okay, so we're about ready to pull this intake off of here. Figured I'd get it ready before I started filming again, because sometimes these things really get stuck on. This thing was pretty stuck on. It still kind of is, actually. I just got it started. But, somebody sealed it up with some RTV, which is not a bad thing. But it's leaking in some spots. There we go. And plus that valve cover was eating into that old gasket from the oil leaking, so. Alright. Wow, this is actually really, really clean. I am surprised. I mean, real clean. Here, I'll even let me get a little light here on the subject. It is doggone clean in there. No sludge buildup, nothing like that. I mean, it is unbelievable. I thought this kind of confirms my suspect of this being about 30,000 miles on this thing. So, that's just unbelievable though. It's looking good though. We'll get all that old gasket material off there and get this cleaned up and resealed, and get this thing running, and it'll be good as new. Just need a little freshening up, that's all. Alright, so here's all the parts pretty much I'm taking into work. I'm going to clean these up. Carburetor intake and the valve covers. Get all the grease off of it, clean it up real good. Get it ready to put back on. So the next time you see these parts, they'll be all cleaned up, painted, and ready to go in.